Good evening, Gills fans. Welcome back to Gills in the Blood TV. It is weekly review and match preview time. Thursday evening, myself and Boz. Top of the league Saturday. That'll be fun.
For a second, I thought you meant we were.
No.
I was going to say.
We aren't and won't be.
Yeah, very surprising, top of the league.
Indeed, yeah. But we'll get on to them in a little while. First piece of news this week that I want to talk about is regarding an ex-Gills player who left us 2 or 3 summers ago. That is this man coming up on your screen. John Egan can now add Republic of Ireland captain to his list on his CV, as well as Premier League centre-back.
Growing CV now, isn't it?
Very, very good player, and I think we all sort of expected it when he was with us, and he was quickly, without disrespecting the club, becoming too good for us. He ended up leaving the season before Daki, didn't he, in the end? We got one more out of Daki, yeah, and then we ended up with Chris Hurd at centre-back. He's done really well, though, hasn't he? All jokes aside, fair play to him as well. And I think they won as well, didn't they? Was it 3-1?
Yeah, they did win, yeah.
Good stuff.
He's done it the right way as well, hasn't he? Like, he didn't jump from League One to Premier League. Obviously, he went to Brentford after us.
They was in the Championship at the time, weren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, did very well there.
Stayed in the Championship.
Went for decent money, I think, Sheffield United.
About 5 million, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Stayed in the Championship and obviously now promoted into the Premier League. And another Philip in the cap of League One football's James Collins scored in that game of Luton Town on his international debut. So yeah, good advertisement for League One. I know James is now Championship, obviously, but scored a lot of goals in our division last season. So yeah, congratulations to John. I'm sure he watches all the time. Anyway, more about us. Steve Evans has said again this week there is still money available for 1 or 2 more signings, and is hoping that those that were potentially out of reach at the start, immediately after the transfer window shut, so as free agents, may start lowering their demands now. So they might be a couple that come within reach. He's talked about a few that are training with Championship clubs that may become available. So,
well, this whole we're after 1 or 2 seems like it's just copy and paste every week, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we've done all right in the last couple of weeks. We've got a couple in through the door, haven't we? Ben Pringle last week, and the week before was Thomas O'Connor and Ollie Lee, wasn't it? So, but there was that massive, it seemed like forever, where we was signing someone in a couple of days for about a month, it felt like.
There is a bit of me just thinks maybe just don't announce it until it's done.
Thing is, though,
because now you're going to get the same group of people, Twitter and Facebook every day. Any excuse to moan. Have we signed anyone yet? Any signings today?
There's an article called Evans' Busy Summer in the Medway Messenger today. I don't think you can accuse him or Scally of not doing their best, because 15 players come through the door this year. Obviously, one then went back pretty much immediately. He's actually doing all right as well, isn't he? In Nathan Thomas, but he's doing well for Carlisle, and obviously family reasons or whatever would take precedent over professional attitude or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Connor Ogilvie, Jack Bonham, Lee Hodson, Stuart O'Keefe, Matty Willock, Usise, Mikael and Jolly, the already mentioned Nathan Thomas, Alfie Jones, Mark Marshall, Mikael Mandron, Alex Jakubiak, Tom O'Connor, Ollie Lee and Ben Pringle. That's 15 players that have come through the door this year. So it's not like we've not tried to do business. I think, like we said last week, and again it's copy and pasting, we both probably think we're still 1 or 2 short in terms of numbers. But Steve Evans keeps saying he's not going to sign people for the sake of it, and we've moaned about managers doing that before, so I've got no issue with that, but it would be nice to get 1 or 2 in shortly. You don't want to be... Outside of those, who'd you add and say their first team players? Well, that's the thing. There's so many that we're probably still not quite sure who our strongest 11 is, are we? We've probably got a few. Taking them out of it, right? What does that leave our first team squad as? Fuller, Garnson, who's not getting a look in. Amar. Byrne. Is Ogilvie in there? Yeah, he's classed. So he Byrne. Be, so that's 14, that's 18. And Hanlon. And Charles Cook. So that gives you... That's it. Yeah. So it's 15 plus 5 minus 1 who's already gone. So it's only 19 really, 19, 20. And Joe Walsh, who we haven't counted yet. So who's a kid, yeah. So yeah, definitely could do 1 or 2 more. Can you name all the departures? Well, if we're starting with Holy and Eves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, but that includes Nathan Thomas. Jesus. Didn't I just read them to you? A couple of weeks ago. It'll take ages. It could take ages. Luke O'Neill, Billy Bingham, Alex Lacey, Ryan Huckle, Tom Hadler, Louis Catherall, Thomas Holy, Ben Chapman, Aaron Simpson, Tom Eves, Dean Parrott, Nathan Thomas, Callum Riley, Josh Reese, Darren Oldacre, Elliot List, Gabriel Zaquani, Miguel Scarlett and Bradley Stevenson. That is a lot.
That is a lot.
It's a big turnover, so it is going to take time. We've said that before. And we've said before that that is how Steve Evans tends to work. He likes to get his own players in and play his own way. So, anyway.
Out of them departures, just quickly. Holy and Eves aside, for me, I would have kept O'Neill. But anyone there, do you think that would
I'd have kept O'Neill,
team?
definitely on the sense that I've not been impressed with Lee Hodgson now. Billy Bingham, unfortunately, was injury prone. Same with Alex Lacey. Huckle, a kid. Hadler, I probably would have kept at the time. Cafferall wasn't bothered really. Chapman, prospect but wanted to play. Simpson made his own call. Eves we were never keeping. Parrott, decent but another Scott Wagstaff. Riley was probably one that Gills fans were a little bit surprised about. Josh Reese, I said he'd go back to Bromley. Darren Oldacre, still questions about his attitude unfortunately. Listy was probably a surprise.
Yeah, that's the one that it made most.
Zaquani made sense if he was going to be fourth choice, which he probably was, and then Scarlett and Stevenson I don't think were anywhere near.
I was saying Zach's had a decent payout, so even from his Instagram story.
Seems to be doing a bit, but still no club, which is interesting.
I can't think where. I don't think it's Hawaii, it's something like that.
They've gone far flung somewhere, haven't they?
Away, yeah.
Well, he's not going to be short of a quid or two, is he? Let's be honest.
But yeah, definitely, we definitely need at least one or two, and I don't know how a loan window works, so that's closed as well. But let's not keep going with loans. We've got.
We probably can't now. We've got five now, so you can't name any more in your matchday squad. So I'd imagine it'd be free transfers. Centre back and a striker.
Yeah, I think we don't need any more centre.
If it had to be two, it's probably that left side's probably been sorted out now, isn't it? We've got Thomas O'Connor, Barry Fuller can play there, Bradley Garson's still on the books. He did.
Got an assist as well, I think.
Yes, so that brings us on to
Seamless.
Seamless. It's the watchword for Gills in the blood now. 6-3 against Watford's under-23s. Similar sort of pattern to our first team games. We looked a threat going forward by all accounts, but we still can't defend. I think the lad Fernandez played as well.
Oh, did he?
But I was only going at pictures. It looked like he was playing centre half.
He didn't put the teams out, did they?
No.
It makes you wonder if there was one or two trialists in.
So goal scorers was Mikael and Jolly got a hat-trick. Brandon Hanlon, Mikael Mandron and Ollie Lee. And I think it was mentioned that Garmston, Regan Charles Cook, Cisse, Marshall, Tucker featured.
Joe Walsh
All from
started.
pictures. Joe Walsh was in goal. I'm sure there was a picture they put on, and I'm sure it was the lad Fernandez at centre half, but obviously it wasn't listed. But in terms of attacking options, it was everything we wanted, wasn't it? So you got 3 goal scorers and a number 10 that all got on the score sheet. So
he's come out and praised Mark Marshall as well, hasn't he? So
said he was unplayable first half or something, didn't he? So it'd be interesting if there are changes.
We don't know if Watford, I mean, it could have been like Bolton's kid, couldn't it?
Well, it was an under-23 side, so I'd imagine it was made up of teenagers and probably a couple of pros that are trying to come back from injuries or whatever, but I don't know.
Good day for, obviously, in Jolly, got his hat-trick. Mandarin scored again.
Hanlon got another one,
Yeah, Hanlon scored again.
So, yeah, in terms of attacking options, it gives Mr Evans a couple of questions probably for Saturday. Whether he changes it, I'm not sure, but we'll talk about that in a little while. But one player who has been doing really well this season, going to do a little in focus on him, and that is this man coming up on your screen. Top goal scorer, Alex Jakubiak, arrived to little or no fanfare, shall we say?
Yeah, probably the biggest surprise of the summer, I think, of players that come in. A lot of people weren't overly keen, judging on his record last season, but obviously when you look more into it,
he didn't start many.
A lot of them were sub-appearances.
Yeah, I think he averaged 39 minutes per game. I've mentioned this a couple of times now, and he talks actually rights for the shouting men in this week's Midway Messenger. And the next 2 games are actually against previous clubs of his because he's played for Wycombe and he has played for Bristol Rovers. But yeah, 4 in 6. I just did a little bit of digging tonight. A new app that I use. If you want to check it out, do it. It's very good. Called Sofa Score. 6 starts this season, so he started every league game. He's averaging 76 minutes per game. I think he's played 90 in the last 3. Goal every 114 minutes. So he's basically scoring once a match. 0.7. There you go. Has 1.8 shots per game on target on average and has provided an assist as well. I think he's been really, really good.
And he's
I probably missed his best performance, didn't I? Blackpool.
I don't know, was it Blackpool? We weren't too keen. No, he scored.
He got both of them against Blackpool, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been that kind of fox in the box, hasn't he? Like, you know, he gets in the box and he wants to shoot. None of this, you know, Charles Cook's guilty of it and Jolly's guilty of it, where they get in the box, they do a trick or two and then they look to pass. He gets in the box, has a trick and he wants to shoot. Which we've been screaming out for a long time.
Striker's greed, yeah, and you've got no issue with that.
Have a go, yeah.
Exactly, and he's not going to score every time, and we probably will get on his back from time to time. But
which is probably on the flip side. Brandon Hanlon, obviously against Bolton, I know he got his goal, but he was probably the other way, wasn't he? he was kind of trying too hard, and his confidence got knocked by a couple of misses, and he started looking for the
very
pass.
snatchy, like he was the start of last season, wasn't he? But I'm sure he'll settle down and he'll be absolutely fine as well.
But yeah, Jakubiak's been a real pleasant surprise, I think.
Yeah, and he probably arrived and everyone was comparing him to Tom Eaves, and that's probably why it was underwhelming. But then didn't we compare, I think I said this on my Monday review, didn't we compare Tom Eaves to Cody McDonald when he arrived and thought that was underwhelming, and that turned out all right, didn't it? So we'll see how he goes. Keeps going at 4 every 6 games. We'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he keeps that run up throughout the season, it's decent enough return.
Well, we said maybe the top scorer will get 10 and 12 this season. He's a third of the way there already. And we've only just got into September.
I was going to say, as we're only in September, he's already scored more goals than he got last season. So his confidence levels must have gone through the roof.
Exactly. Yeah, so looking forward to seeing him Saturday again.
He's probably one of the first names on the sheet, I think.
I'd imagine so, yeah. He's probably one that you'd say, if anyone is undroppable, it's probably him at the moment. But yes, Saturday, big game. We've already mentioned them. Top of the league, Gareth Ainsworth's men saw off Lincoln last week, which proved to be Danny Cowley's last game in charge of the Imps before going to Huddersfield. And that is this team. Unbeaten, top of the league, Wycombe Wanderers.
Very, very surprising.
But is it though, looking at their recruitment in the summer now? With
I
hindsight,
know they brought in Rolando Aarons recently, haven't they?
Fred on your dimmer.
Yeah, I know they brought Fred on your dimmer.
Paul Smith on loan from QPR when you dig a bit deeper.
Yeah, I don't think
David Wheeler on a free from QPR.
David Wheeler was a good player in League
Steve
Two.
Evans mentions that he looked at both of them in the summer, but he says, we'll take it with a pinch of salt before everyone jumps on me back. He said, we couldn't get anywhere near Wycombe in terms of financial packages for them too.
It's odd, isn't it?
So,
but then, I mean, you know, if you're looking deeper into it, for all we know, Wycombe might have gone, all right, we'll pay you that, but there's a release clause. For like on your dimmer, you'd think probably season 7.
I think he's only loan anyway, isn't he?
No, I think he's permanent, isn't he?
Did he go on a permanent? Fair play then.
I think he's on a permanent. Don't quite.
Yeah, you might be right, actually. I think he was on loan last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Smith and Aarons are on loan, and then on your dimmer and Wheeler went on free transfers.
I mean, like, again, you know, on your dimmer, they might have said to him that we'll put a release clause in. You know, do bits for us.
Yeah.
And if an offer comes in, you can
go back to the Championship.
Whereas maybe Evans has gone the other way and gone, actually, there's some wage, we're not willing to put a release clause in. I might be totally off the topic, you know, but we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But yeah, it sounds like they've recruited well. And they've got the goalkeeper, Ryan Alsop, ex-Bournemouth.
Might be, as well, yeah.
He's been very good for him.
They've also got a left-back who scored a hat-trick of set pieces last week, which I want to talk about. Have you ever seen anything like it before?
No, I've never seen two corners going, no.
2 direct from corners.
The free kick was decent on its own. That alone would have been up there. And
I thought the second corner was better than the free kick, in fairness. I know he might have had a bit of luck, but I thought the wall was a bit wet for the free kick, and I thought the keeper might have done a bit better. I don't think it was right in the bottom corner, and everyone just sort of watched it go in. The second one was, it hit Michael Bostwick, didn't it? But it's on target, so it's got to be his goal.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah, because if he doesn't get in, if he gets out of the way, Michael Bostwick, that's going on target. And the third one, maybe the wing caught it, but
made me laugh afterwards. Akinfenwa tried to take the ball off him.
I'll see that on the
EFL
show, yeah. And they was there, weren't they? Colin was there. Yeah. Colin Murray was there for the day. So
I mean, that taking out of Danny Cowley's now gone. Obviously, he was there for that. That's a decent wingers. Lincoln have started like a train as well, haven't they?
First defeat, I think, wasn't it? Yeah. Lincoln, yeah. So it'd be interesting how they react. But weirdly, I think certain Mr. Ainsworth gave an interview a couple of days ago. And all of a sudden, his price has tumbled for the Lincoln job. So
they really want him, don't they?
Be interesting to see how he does.
You think now they're going to have money like compensation from the Cowleys?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they can't spend it till January, but I'd imagine it's similar to.
No, I mean, but if it's going to cost to get Ainsworth
to get Ainsworth out of his contract, then yeah, they've got a little bit of spending money.
So I know before Lovell, me and one or two others were saying we'd have taken Gareth.
I mentioned him a couple of times. Yeah, I think he's done really well, and he stopped playing about 3 years ago as well, didn't he? I think so.
Remember to have Josh Parker, who would love to get a goal against us to silence some of the haters.
I'm not sure he started many.
I think he started one, hasn't he?
I think they're playing Akinfenwa as the target man, and then they're playing
Aarons. He didn't even play last week.
On your dimmer wide, so be interesting to see how they do.
There's one or two in that side who are threatening.
They definitely got ability. They're unbeaten for a reason. They've won 4 and drawn 3, and they kept 3 clean sheets in that time as well.
Draw their away games.
Precisely that. So it's the perfect template. Win your home games and draw your away games, and you'll be there or thereabouts. So they're doing that to a T at the moment. But yeah, in terms of ex-Jules, we've already mentioned them. Bayo, Josh Parker. It'd be good to see them both. I've got no issue with either of them. I don't get this hate towards Josh Parker, but each to their own.
Michael Harriman's now left. He's
gone to someone in league. Yeah, but on both their fullbacks ex-Jules, because isn't Joe Martin the left back?
Yes, I think you're right. Yeah.
So In terms of team news for us, though,
it's the same injuries, is there? Players, isn't it? Pretty much.
No injuries now that Gabriel Zakuani's left. So, would you change it?
I would be tempted to just make the white. Well, I would be tempted to try and get Njoli in, but I think the way Evan spoke about Marshall, I think Marshall comes in.
For who?
Who played on the right last week?
Well, Burn in a diamond, so you'd have to change the system.
I wonder if he'll go to the free and try and attack Wycombe.
Or move Jakubiak to the side.
Because we're at home, I wonder if he'll change the system.
So you take maybe Burn out?
Personally, I wouldn't.
If you take Burn out, though, then you've only got one holding midfielder.
Yeah.
If you're going to bring Marshall or Njoli in, surely you've got to take out Pringle or Lee. Otherwise, you've only got one sitting midfielder if you're playing a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, I may be wrong. I just wonder, because the way he's spoken about Marshall says to me he'll play, but we'll see.
They said he done right.
Personally, I wouldn't. I don't think going forward there's a lot wrong at the moment.
I'd keep it the same. I think I said on Monday, if we can stop these lapses in defence, then I think we're absolutely fine. I said to you last Thursday, and we had a little sort of disagreement about this thing about defence and attack, didn't we? And unfortunately, Jill's proved us right on Saturday, or proved me right on Saturday.
Just listening to it, as soon as they got one, I was thinking, right, here we go, how long till...
I was at London Zoo. I was walking around, 2-0, Alfie Jones, thought lovely. Right, I'll go in the reptile house now. No signal in there, no problem at all. I'd only been in there 10 minutes, come back out, 2-2.
And it sounded like we were kind of hanging on towards the end as well.
Yeah, another penalty as well. Jack Bonham must be absolutely fuming. And then
it definitely was a penalty.
That was a penalty. It's a brilliant save. He makes a brilliant save from the corner, and then we take about 4 hours to try and get it out of our 18-yard box. But
I said to Rachel last week, I don't know if it was the first or the second, I think it was the second, there was 6 or 7 of our players in the box, and not one of them goes towards the ball, because all we've got to do is put a
punt it anywhere. So I said, Monday, corner, throw in, just boot it out to touch.
They all stand back and let them come, and then of course they're going to attack.
And then he gets a lucky bounce, and it ends up with a lad at the far post, and he slaps it in the corner. But
chuff for Alfie Jones, though.
Yeah, first
really
goal.
Chuff for him.
He's been really good, and so I don't think he needs to do a lot different. I mean, that's not his game anyway, scoring goals. But again, it proves the point that sticking them in the net's not the problem for us at the moment. It's keeping out of our own one. But
we made the post, didn't they? At 0-0 as well.
Well, yeah, and the penalty save, so invariably we could have lost 4-2. We've had other chances, and obviously it's not as black and white as that.
Manor had the one-on-one, didn't they?
Yeah, Keith made a good save, bowler counts and what I read.
Or if he started a couple more games, he may well have finished that.
Yeah.
If that goes to Jakubiak, it's probably going
another goal, yeah.
Point.
I think Evan said if it had gone to 3-0, that'd have been it, and I think it would have been. But this is the thing, we're not a million miles away, are we? If we'd held on against them and against Blackpool, we got 10 points.
A few reports from their fans well saying first half we should have put it to bed, second half we deserve to lose, and
so draws a fair result.
That's probably how our season's going to go a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's like we've said already, it's going to take a long time for it to settle down. We've got so many new players. I mean, if you look at that team, if we go with the same 11 as last week, that means 1, 2, 3, 4 players from last season, that's it. Which is Fuller, Amar, Ogilvie and Byrne. And people will say 3 of them are in a defence that conceded a lot of goals last season, so that points towards that problem again. But anyway, prediction for Saturday.
Well, I have just glanced over and seen yours, and you've been slightly more positive than me. I think it'll be another 2-2.
2-2 draw. Goal scorers?
I will say Jakubiak and Jolly off the bench.
Ooh, Jolly off the bench. I am going to say 2-1 to Gillingham, but obviously we have to get everything right defensively. They're obviously going to cause problems at some period in the game because they're top of the league for a reason. But I think we have enough about us to create chances to win the game. It's just whether we can do everything at our end properly. Goal scorers for me, I'm going to say Alex Jakubiak and Ben Pringle from outside the box.
It'd be interesting to see Pringle because
yeah, Barnes got loads of ability.
Surprised by that one.
So yeah, it'd be nice to see him make his home debut. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You know what to do. We don't have to tell you because you do it for us all the time. Until next time, up the Jills.